And this is probably the most horrific thing I have physically seen. So if you're not familiar with what a VPN is, it's a virtual private network. It helps secure your data and randomize your location so that you can access things on the internet that they may not want you to access. It's very popular as the internet grows, that they're trying to make you spend more money for access to stuff that you're already paying for from a different location. Imagine you're subscribed to one of these multiple streaming services and they don't let you watch a show that you want to watch from the UK because you're not in the UK. Well, you know what? With today's video sponsor, NordVPN, you are in the UK. It's easy to use, connect with one click, or enable auto connect for zero-click protection. There are 5,300 plus servers in 59 countries. You can find a server near you for better speed or in a faraway location for more content. NordVPN has amazing speed. It's confirmed by the speed tests it's the fastest VPN out there. It's on every major platform: Windows, Android, iOS, macOS, and Linux. Even your Android TV supports NordVPN. So to try them out today, visit nordvpn.com/superspeedersRob or use promo code superspeedersRob. That's going to hook you up on a 2-year contract with an extra free month at a substantial discount. I put a link right below in the description. Thank you, Nord, for sponsoring today's video. Give them a try and see if they can help you protect your data and make your browsing more secure. All right, that was crazy. That happened months ago. I have no idea how it went, how something like that can happen in Miami and it doesn't make the news cycle like instantly the next day. So that actually was several months back. Miami Herald just released it as like an exclusive video. Check out their article if you want like more factual details behind it. But holy crap, that was pretty intense. Let's watch it again and we'll see if we can see what happens here. You could see the one car in the front going sort of normal Miami speed. It's late at night, 1 something in the morning. And this is probably the most horrific thing I have physically seen. And that car is a blur, comes right in, cuts a tree in half, and then goes right into a concrete divider for the metro rail. And it's just, and there's not even a question of if anyone survived that. That was a horrific accident. And it brings up the question, I've never understood the fast SUV fascination, right? I don't understand why people want to supercharge and turbocharge Tomahawks and like, it's just mind-boggling. You have so much mass. And with anything else, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's like putting super engines on a yacht. Like, no, you're just cruising. The yacht is big, it's heavy, it takes longer to stop, and it's harder to maneuver. We're taking a C-130 and making it go Mach 3. It doesn't make any sense. Like, you want to have, if you want to go fast, you got a sports car. Simple as that, right? Like, I don't understand taking something with a tremendous amount of mass and making it faster and then wondering why those things wreck out all the time. Now, the Urus is probably the hottest rental car, like, nationally right now. Like, it's everybody wants to rent it, but I can't, and I've never gotten into them. I didn't want to get one yet. I'm going to have to because it's so hot, but I have yet to see, or if they exist, I'm sure they exist, but most of the rental car companies that have Uruses have experienced lots of crashes with the Uruses because it's a very common thing for people to get in these things. And you have an SUV that goes really fast. And I honestly, I don't know what the speed is. I don't think an SUV should be able to go above 120. I don't see any rational reason. Now, Lamborghini is great because they put giant brakes on it and everything like that. But a lot of people that rent these just want like a cool SUV. Now you have 4 people in the car, or however many, you can fit 4 or 5 people in the car. And you've got this car that goes, or SUV that goes so fast, and it just gets people in trouble. And a lot of people drive SUVs, not to like, oh, let me go cut through the mountains. It's to either rip down the highway, which is only because you're on the highway, but it really is meant to go around town. That's what an SUV is sort of designed to do, is to go around town. So now you got these guys going way too fast around town, and that's why you see a lot of front-end impacts, because they're just going way too fast. They think they could stop because they're like, wow, these brakes are awesome, but they just carry way too much speed. Around town is much more dangerous than being on an open road or a mountain road, because when you're going around town, you have people that are less predictable. They're stopping at a yellow light when they should have gone, and you thought they were going to go, and you're like, I got this light too, and boom, you smash into the back of the next guy. And or like people coming out of turns and they're not expecting an SUV to come ripping through at 140 miles an hour. And that's becoming more and more common. I mean, you're seeing a lot of, I mean, here's a couple of them. This is a quick search for the ones that have video.
Crashing on Pearl Street in Malden. You can see one of the occupants running out of the white Lamborghini. Malden police say they arrested one of the suspects after the crash, but that one is still on the loose.
A Lamborghini SUV T-boned right into her.
That's where a silver Lamborghini SUV has crashed.
This is the Lamborghini.
Now, you have to imagine how many of them don't have video that just crash. I mean, look at Copart, look at like, I mean, if you're an insurance adjuster, post it up in the comments, I'll pin it. Like, how many times do you see it? Like, it's not a high production car. It's not like, yeah, it's another Camry crash. There's a trillion Camrys every year. But this is like a semi-limited production car. There's a couple thousand of them out there, and they just keep getting binned one after the other. Now, sports cars, you know, it's just guys doing stupid stuff. But for some reason, the Urus seems to be more of a magnet for crashing. And I'm chalking that up to an SUV with too much power. And it's a flashy SUV, so everybody feels that they got to be showing off in that thing. Because, I mean, I don't know. Like, do I see somebody doing this in their Chevy Blazer? Maybe, but it's like if you ever, like, when me and Matt raced in Germany on the Autobahn, and we had a Ford Focus and a Urus. And it was like we're going at it. We're going, like we're raging. And like everybody else outside, like would have no idea. Like they'd have no idea the two cars are racing because they're just both so slow. And we're both like pushing our like 112 horsepower. And like, we're doing it, but you're on the Autobahn, so everybody's doing 130. But like, not everybody, but we're doing like 120, 130 right next to each other. And we got this thing, we're winging it to red line. We are foot to the floor for like a minute and a half. And it's just like, to everyone else, it's like, just, hey guys. Like, and we're just like, I got you. So, but like, that's what it's like driving a normal SUV. That's what it should be like driving an SUV. It shouldn't be like that when you get in an SUV and you like, boom, warp speed right off the bat. Now, look, I know guys like John Hennessy do this for a living. They make these cars, they make them faster because there's a demand for it. I don't get the fast pickup trucks. I don't get the guys with the donks that make them fast. I don't get, like, there's so many, like, if you want to get a fast vehicle, get a sports car. That's why they exist. Like, a sports car is designed for lightweight performance, nimble handling. SUVs aren't really designed to do that. Now, yeah, I've got a fast SUV. Great, like a fast SUV, it's still a problem. Like, I don't think that, and I know all the manufacturers are doing it. Like Ferrari's making an SUV, like Aston Martin's making, like, it's just like everybody's going the Cullinan, the Bentley, Bentayga, but like, it's just, I don't see the need. Now, Lamborghini is all about like loud, lots of horsepower, but is that car really something that the world needs? Probably not. Are a lot more of them going to crash? Absolutely. Am I going to rent it? Yes, I'm going to get the brightest orange, green, yellow, purple Urus that I can, and it's going to go out and make me a lot of money. But do I like, and to say like it's just all fast cars crash is wrong, right? I've had cars I've had hundreds of cars over 20 years. And we have cars that go their entire rental life, whatever. Some of them we used to keep to 50, 60,000 miles, but go years without ever crashing. Never. Like, I post all the crashes here, but it's not the entire fleet, not even near the entire fleet. I have cars that are faster, that have twice the horsepower, all of this stuff, and they don't crash. So it's usually there's a common denominator. I noticed that all of my cars that were stick shift always crashed. Stopped carrying stick shift cars. You know why? It's not the car. It's because people couldn't drive the damn things because everyone thinks they can drive stick. But when you're putting somebody in charge of the vehicle and you're giving them a vehicle and they're trying to drive fast or whatever they're doing, it's more likely they're going to crash. The Ford GT. I went through 3 GT3s, and that's not even a super fast car. 3 GT3s. I went through a Ford GT, a Z06. Like anything that I ever had in stick shift, a Porsche, everything always got crashed. Porsche Turbo, not the GT3s. So we just stopped carrying stick shift cars. The SUVs, give somebody an SUV with too much power, you know what? The wrong guy who's trying to show off. And a lot of them are like late night, so DUI, drinking, this and that. it's a very dangerous thing to put in the hands of somebody, is a drunk guy with a 600 horsepower SUV that can do 140 on the Las Vegas Strip. And that generally doesn't end well. So, I don't know, this was just, I saw this, I was like, how has nobody seen this video yet? But it's terrifying. And this is 3 people, they were tourists, there was a rental car, they were down from Jersey to Miami, they rented the car, and at 1 in the morning, the guy had oxycodone in his system, which is, it's a recreational drug, I think. It may have been for medical purposes, but he was also drunk. But I don't think crazy drunk. I think it was like 0.1, where I think like 0.8 is like the legal, is like 2 drinks. So I don't feel like the guy was like 3.5 blood alcohol level. But it's still, you shouldn't be doing that if you're drinking. You shouldn't be drinking and driving at all. But if you are, you have to be responsible about it and make sure you're okay to drive within the legal limit, or at least attempt to be within the legal limit, which it didn't sound like this guy was. The decision was the problem here. The fact that he was going that fast, and I know exactly where that is, going that fast in this area is ridiculous. You should never be going 100 plus on local roads, ever. People can step out. Somebody can walk in the road. A ball can roll in the road. There's so much stuff. Like, if you want to drive fast, do it where you're supposed to drive fast. And you say A, the racetrack, but also B, empty roads, country roads. Go out where there's no like mailboxes coming out. Like, be able to stop, be able to control your car, because if not, I mean, I feel bad for the other 2 people in the car that died too. They didn't stand a chance. They didn't even have a chance to register and have their life flash before their eyes, because this thing happened so quickly, and that's shitty. So, Urus, you guys think it's a good idea? I don't. Fast SUVs, I'll never understand the people with the station wagons and the SUVs and I mean, I've said it 1,000 times. You can legitimately make a dumpster fast. Like, you can put an engine on a dumpster, put a steering wheel and a seat on it, and what are you proving? It's just a fast dumpster right now. Like, what, like... I don't get it. I'll never get the fast SUVs. I'll never get I mean, there's appropriate power so you can, like, merge into traffic, but to make these like performance SUVs to me is mind-boggling, because it's just so easy for somebody who's not able to handle their vehicle to get themselves in trouble or hurt somebody else. So, Rob Ferretti, thanks for watching. Be safe out there, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Lamborghini SUVs, all these like supercar SUVs, are they worth it, or are they just silly? I mean, I still think Lamborghini, Ferrari, Rolls-Royce, if they make an SUV with 400 horsepower, people are still buying it. They just because it's a fancy, classy SUV. It doesn't have to go 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. It doesn't have to do any of that. It doesn't need a top speed of 190. It could just be like a flashy SUV, and that's the market who's buying it. Rob Ferretti, see you tomorrow.